It's almost 5 early in the morning, and I felt I needed to talk about this because some lessons you only learn the hard way, and especially as a diaspora Kikuyu, you only learn some lessons really the hard way, or when it's already too late. Nobody prepares you. Nobody warns you. You just experience it. I don't know, guys, if you've had the same experience, or you've you've observed this. I don't know. So yeah, I'm speaking from my living abroad experience, personal experience, and I love both cultures. I love the culture back at home, and I love the culture right here where I live. I appreciate, I love, and I feel I always appreciate both cultures, and I just love them. But the clash is real, guys. The clash between the two is so real. Now, I'm going to speak about things I learned the hard way as a diaspora Kikuyu. I'm going to be going through a few things I learned the hard way as a diaspora as a Kikuyu diaspora. So the first thing, or the first point, observation or lesson. Okay, let's stick to the first thing. Respect is rarely explained. Respect is rarely explained. In Kikuyu culture, respect is assumed and not taught. Elders don't sit you down to explain mistakes. Silence is the feedback. Abroad or in the diaspora, people correct you directly. How at home correction feels like disrespect, I don't really understand. When you correct somebody at home or back at home, it's equalized to disrespecting that person, especially if you're dealing with someone who is older than you, or most probably even a spouse. And correction is just straight disrespect. If you try to correct somebody, you are labeled as being disrespectful towards that person or towards the community at large. I only realized this later, and when things had already gone wrong. This is the reality. I realized when it was already too late, and some of the things had already gone wrong. Because like I said, correction is equalized to disrespect, or disrespecting somebody or someone. At first, I thought people were fine with me. Later, I realized they were just quiet. They were just quiet. That silence teaches you more than words. That silence from people, it teaches you a lot and more than words can teach you. Now, the second thing that I learned the hard way as a Kikuyu, as a diaspora living, as a diaspora Kikuyu. This thing is contradicting me. Now, the second thing is being direct abroad versus being careful at home. This thing is a major one. This thing is so real. You know, abroad, people are so direct. And this is how you learn. And this is how you adjust. Going back home, it's completely different. It's the total opposite. So, you know, when you are living here abroad, speaking up is confidence. When you speak up, that equals to confidence, and that is always praised. That one is seen as a very good value. Now, go back home, start speaking up. You know what that equals to? Do you know what happens? Let me tell you. You start getting, you start being questioned. You get the questioning authority. That is how it equals back home. At home, speaking up equals to questioning authority. So, tell me, have you also observed what I have observed? So, tone matters more than words. Your tone itself matters more than the words you speak or the words you utter. Age hierarchy changes everything. Like everything. I mean everything. With hierarchy, you already know what I mean. Starting from the eldest, going down. Same sentence can mean respect or disrespect. You could be talking of the same thing, but the same sentence can mean respect or disrespect. Like the way you ask questions or give opinions. Correcting elders itself, let's even not start from there. Even when you are polite, still. So, my reflection for this, I wasn't rude, but I wasn't careful either. Literally, I was none of the two. I wasn't rude, neither was I even careful? Now, the other thing that contradicts the two cultures, or the other thing that I have come to learn the hard way as a Kikuyu living here in the diaspora, is money conversations are dangerous. Money conversations are dangerous. Guys, how diaspora people speak openly about money, you already know how money is not a secret. Money is just, people just talk about money. People talk about how much I earn, how much I get, how much we budget, how much we bought this and that for, how this creates expectations back home. Just talking about money, the expectations that come with it, or expectations that are created from just talking about money. Guys, wow. How silence doesn't mean no pressure. Silence doesn't mean no pressure. You're just silent. But it doesn't mean you're not under stress or under money stress. They don't ask, but they expect. They don't complain, but they count. They don't say thank you, but they remember. All this is about money. All these are discussions that fall under the category of anything involved with money. Besha, if you know what I mean. Besha is money in Kikuyu. So, my reflection for this: you feel proud and guilty at the same time. You feel proud and guilty at the same time, just because of money. Just because of money. Just because of money conversations. So, the other thing that I've come to learn the hard way as a diaspora, as a Kikuyu living in diaspora, is you belong everywhere and nowhere. You belong literally everywhere, but nowhere. Now, when you come abroad, you come here proudly Kenyan. When you stay and live here abroad and then go back to Kenya, you are no longer fitting there. Everything has changed for you. Everything is not the same as you left. People are not the same. Everything has changed for the good and the bad. You belong everywhere, but nowhere. The same happens to our kids. the kids that we bring up here in diaspora that have Kenyan roots or Kenyan parents. So, not fully belonging abroad, you don't feel like you fully belong here, not fully belonging back home. When you go back home, you still don't feel that you belong back. I mean, you belong there. You don't belong there again. Being told you've changed, people will tell you you have changed. Everybody will tell you you have changed. You have changed. You have changed your accent. You have changed your behaviors. You have changed your walking style. You have changed. Blah 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 blah. Everything you have changed. Feeling misunderstood on both sides. You literally just feel completely misunderstood right here in the diaspora and even back home where you were even born. Nobody understands you. Nobody is is in a position to fully understand you, which I don't blame anybody. The languages, they change it. Go to Europe, you start adapting the European languages. Go back to Kenya, you're trying to construct a sentence or even trying to write something that you used to do years back. Maybe you're trying to write an email, you're trying to type a message or something in English, and yeah, you are completely lost. You don't know how you used to write this, or how was this even how is this done. Things change. You've forgotten. The body language as well, it has changed. You are no longer the shy, the naive person. You're no longer the how can I say this? You're no longer that, that village girl or village boy that you were. You are no longer that person whom you used to be, because you've expanded mentally, physically. You've seen more and you've seen further. Things have changed. Confidence is misread as arrogance. Your confidence is seen as arrogance. And it's not because, I don't know if this one is done deliberately, but the way you carry out yourself the way you carry out yourself back home, when you go back there, your confidence is not a positive thing. It is not something to be celebrated. It is labeled as something else. And this is what I'm saying. It's labeled as arrogance. I'm not saying everybody does this, but this is very common. So, you are too foreign at home and too African abroad. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Do you see what? You are just too foreign at home and too African abroad. You cannot balance the two. You cannot balance the being foreign here abroad and being African, you know, I mean, being African here and being foreign in Kenya. You can't balance the two. It becomes really difficult. It becomes really tricky. And do you know what? Our children have the most than we do ourselves, because at least we can say we were born there. We already know even the local language, we know the cultures and many other things. But the children that we are having right here, they have a hard task ahead of them. Neither were they born there, nor did they grow there. They are still foreigners back there. Even though they come from natives, their parents are natives, you know. When they come here abroad, where they are born, they are seen as immigrants. They also do not belong here. And it's, when I think about it, I feel it, and it breaks my heart sometimes. It really breaks my heart. So what can we even do to make this situation better? The best thing we can do is through such videos, watching such videos, learning or teaching each other through this kind of videos. There are so many videos online where someone can learn about the culture, where someone can learn about the roots, the language, the local language, the native languages, the African native languages. There are so many of them. We have so many African languages. And don't forget, pay visits back home. However hard it is to go there, please take your kids back where you belong. Show them, let them learn, let them see, let them have that identity. Transfer it to them, because nobody else will. So guys, the other thing that I have really come to learn the hard way is what I wish someone told me earlier. Observe before speaking. Listen more than you explain. Don't assume silence. Don't assume silence. And silence, don't assume silence equals to agreement. No, don't assume. Don't assume silence equals to agreement. Respect isn't loud. Respect isn't loud. You don't lose yourself by being careful. You don't. You do not lose yourself by being careful. In fact, you even become you get the right information, or you just get the right things. Again, you gain wisdom by watching. These are things I wish someone told me earlier. Think about this. Observe before speaking. Listen more than you explain. Don't assume silence equals to agreement. Respect isn't loud, guys. So please don't lose yourself by being careful. You don't lose yourself by being careful. No, it has never happened, and nobody else ever did. Nobody else ever lost himself by being careful. So you better be careful. You gain wisdom by watching. That is how you gain wisdom. So if you are a Diaspora Kikuyu, you'll understand this. You will understand every point I've spoken about in this video. Every single point. If you're planning to visit home, observe first. Observe first. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me where you are streaming. Where you're watching this early morning YouTube video from, and drop your comments down there. Just show me with a flag, or just a small text telling me where you're watching me from. So thank you so much. I hope you could understand what I brought in this video, and I'm thinking, or I hope you are also able to learn something from what my experience has been, or how my experience has gone through. I know I'm not the only person who lives in diaspora from Kikuyu community or from Kenya. There are so many of them. So please share your comments, share your experience down there, and also let me know, has it been different for you? Have you also had the same things, the same experiences? Please let me know in the comment section.